gonna do great. So
Yes.
yes, so I'll hand it over to Janie.
All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Janie Stevens. I am one of the admissions representatives here at MCC. I am from the Longview campus. Robin is here with me. We are going to just kind of get started with this presentation. We're so excited to have you here for the MCC Senior Night and A Plus Information Night. So without further ado, let me go ahead and skip over to the next slide. So you guys are all here in this Zoom webinar, and we are here for the first time hosting a Zoom webinar. So just a couple of housekeeping items before we get started. You are able to view options. So if you want to ask questions, maybe it doesn't show up on your screen. A lot of times you can say view options at the top of your screen. You can select a side-by-side mode. So maybe you want to see Robin and I off to one side of your screen and then the presentation that we're sharing over to one side. Sometimes that's helpful for people. So if that is your preference, feel free to play around with the view options, just whatever you're comfortable with. We do have a Q&A function. So if you have questions, a lot of you have already participated in that way. So thank you so much for demonstrating that. But feel free, if you have not, that is a great way to ask your questions throughout this presentation so that we can answer those questions. We will have a couple of spots throughout the presentation where we pause and answer questions that are relevant to the slides that and topics that we have covered. So again, like Robin has said over and over again, when you have those questions, please, please, please ask them because they are relevant, and more than yourself, more people than just you might have those questions too.
That's right, Janie.
All right. Let's see. I think that's all on that slide. Here's a little agenda for you. Everybody loves to know kind of the plan, right? So for tonight, this is the plan. We are doing the introduction of our panel right now. So we'll go ahead and do that. Like I said, my name is Janie. I am an admissions rep for the Longview campus. I have worked at MCC in this position for just under a year. Actually, it might be getting close. 2 days, it'll be 1 whole year. So that's exciting. That work anniversary is coming up for me. I was an MCC student, so I have been in your shoes before. And I'm just really excited to share my personal experiences with you. So if you have questions about what it's like from the student perspective, please reach out. I'm more than happy to answer those questions and kind of give you my experiences. That's one of the reasons why I'm here. I really believe in the system, so just let me know.
Hello, everyone. Yes, hello everyone. My name is Robin Allen. I have been at MCC Blue River for 2 years, and I've been in higher ed for over 12. So I really, really enjoy the community college sector. And I'm new to the area, but I really, really love working at Metropolitan Community College. And if you're interested in the Blue River campus, I am your person that you need to speak with. And I just really appreciate you all for being present on tonight. So I'll turn it back over to Janie, and we'll go ahead and get started with our agenda.
All right, thank you, Robin. And like I mentioned earlier, there are other people in here just waiting to help. So other staff, and I think that they will kind of show themselves a little bit later in the presentation. But we are all here for you guys. So reach out, ask those questions, participate. Next on the agenda is going over the admissions presentation, which we are so excited to share that information with you. After that, we will also have financial aid and A+ information. And then a designated time for questions and answers with all of our presenters. And I see Kim Green just hopped on here. Are we going to introduce all of the panelists at this time? Perfect.
Go to the next slide. We're all there.
Here it is.
Jeff, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
I'm Jeff Vincent. I'm the financial aid advisor at the Maple Woods campus. I'm going to talk to you today about A+.
Hi, I'm Marla Schmidt. I am representing Maple Woods, so I'm the admissions representative there. So, hello.
Crystal, do you want to introduce yourself?
Good evening. Hi, my name is Crystal Waters, and I was just typing and chatting away. So I'll continue to be in the background, but if you have any questions, that's where I'll be. I serve as the Student Services Manager for Distance Education Online. Welcome.
And my name is Kim Green. I'm the Enrollment Manager at Longview. I'll also be helping answer your questions in the background, and we are so happy to have you guys here.
All right, thank you guys so much for those introductions. I love getting to share who we are with our students. Just helps make it a little bit more personal. All right, without further ado, this is the meat and potatoes of this event, and we are here to kind of give you this information. So MCC, we are one college, but we are comprised of 5 separate campuses. So really exciting opportunities here for you. Great opportunity for you as the student to have college kind of fit around your life instead of having to fit your life around college. We can fill those gaps of your availability. So if you have maybe a job in Independence and taking classes at Blue River is a good option for you, even though you live in Lee Summit, you can take classes in Lee Summit too. So it's exciting to see all the different opportunity for class options so that you can, again, kind of fit your college experience around your life, because everybody has commitments outside of school, right? We all have families, friends, a job, other commitments that we have. So it's just a great opportunity for you all. Like I mentioned, we have 5 campuses and they are spread across the metro, and that is for your benefit. We have Blue River in Independence. We have Longview in Lee Summit. We have Penn Valley downtown. We have Business and Technology off of 435 and Front Street. And then we also have Maple Woods up north near Liberty. So again, lots of room for you all to take classes location-wise that fit your schedule. And you can take classes at more than one campus. At one campus, it doesn't matter. I mean, just whatever works best for you all. A lot of our students have classes at multiple campuses each semester just because it fits their schedule well. So just really great options as far as that goes. We do want to touch on our response to the coronavirus, because this is a very real part of our lives right now. So knowing where we stand on that and how we are keeping you all safe and as healthy as possible is important to your college experience. So that being said, MCC campuses are open. We recognize that it is a crucial part to be able to meet with you all face-to-face, you know, from a distance, a safe distance, and answer your questions about MCC, your classes, financial aid. We want to be able to do that face-to-face on campus. And so we are open, but we do ask that you make an appointment so that, again, we can spread you all out and that we can plan for you. And that gives us time to sanitize in between meetings and all of that good stuff, right?
That's right.
Yes, absolutely. We do hope to have small campus tours coming up soon. So as soon as we get the green light to do that, we would love, love, love for you to come on campus and see the beautiful campuses that we have to offer you in the classrooms and what they look like. So keep in touch. We will let you know as soon as we can have you for those campus tours. The majority of our courses for the spring semester are going to be held virtually or online. Courses that can't be taught completely virtual will meet in person. But again, we are all following the guidelines provided by the CDC and then MCC specifically too, in order to keep everyone as safe and healthy as possible. So for more information on what those guidelines are, when it comes time to enroll in those classes, you can talk with your academic advisor about it. You can talk to us about it. Anybody is happy to share that information with you so that you feel comfortable and aware of what's going on. We are still playing it by ear for the summer and fall, right? Like we
Exactly.
Yes, like Robin and I were talking about earlier, there is so much hope for you guys, specifically as the class of 2021. And we would love to be in person, right? And have that option safely. So our fingers are crossed. Hopefully things change immensely by the summer semester. And that's why we haven't made any final decisions about that just yet, is with that hope of getting able to do that. Do you have anything to add to this, Robin?
No, that was perfect. So I'm so glad that they know a little bit about our protocol. So that was great.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. All right, so MCC, here we have more than 120 degrees and certificate options available to you. What that means for you as the student is no matter what you're interested in, we have something designed for you specifically in mind. So in order to find out what is a good fit for you, we have outstanding faculty and staff at your fingertips waiting to assist you in that process. So again, if you have questions about maybe what's a good fit for you, reach out. We can help kind of work you through and see what might be a good fit, because there are a ton of options and it can be overwhelming, which is a great thing because there are so many options and we want you to feel excited and confident in your choice, and we want to help navigate that process with you. So there is that. Our transfer pathways, you might have seen these things before. Our transfer pathways, essentially, no matter what you want to study, no matter where you want to go to school, whether it be MCC or Mizzou or UMKC or KU, everybody has to take general education courses, math, English, science, history, everybody has to take them, right? So what we have decided is, these associates of arts, associate in arts and teaching, so on and so forth, we all have those general education courses because they are going to transfer. They transfer over to those four-year schools if you decide to transfer on and complete your four-year degree at another institution. We all have to complete those classes, and so they are comprised within these programs. So the Associate of Arts is combination of your general education courses paired with about 20 credit hours of elective classes. Those are classes that you elect or you choose to take. They can be designed toward your future major if you do plan to transfer, or just things that are interesting to you. So again, you can talk with your academic advisor about this closer to time of enrollment, but general education courses paired with those elective courses that you choose to take. The Associate of Arts and Teaching is very similar. So we've got, again, general education courses, math, history, science, English, history, those classes everybody has to take, paired with elective courses that are geared toward foundational teaching courses. So when you do transfer to finish out that four-year degree at the university of your choice, you already have the foundation laid for those teaching classes. And you can kind of move on. It's like your freshman year of those classes are taken care of, and you can focus specifically on that major. So it's exciting for you there. Computer science, engineering, biology, chemistry, all the same concept, right? You've got your general education courses paired with those specific major classes. Let's see, anything to add to that, Robin?
Maybe you think we're ready for a poll, maybe?
Yes, absolutely. So we told you a little bit about the polls earlier. At this time, I'm going to launch the first poll, so get excited. Let's see. Okay, we're going to start with a fun one. Thanks for reminding me, Robin.
Yes, we're keeping ourselves on our toes, right?
Yes. Okay. Hopefully, can you see it on your screen?
Yes, it looks perfect.
Awesome. We want to know, start off with something a little bit lighthearted. It's fun to see the little bars moving. Gonna give you guys a few seconds to answer this. Let's see. What is your Zoom life like? Oh man, it's changing so much. It's exciting to be able to see it happen. Oh,
yes.
Man, 47, 48, 49, 50 of you guys have voted. Keep it up, keep it up.
Yes, come on. Let's see this answer. I think I know.
Okay, I'm gonna close it in 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Man, let me share those results with you guys and see if you think this is honest, because I'm telling you what, not from personal experience, of course. However, part of me wonders if this is accurate.
Exactly.
Okay, I will trust you.
I like it. Look, let's think about this. They're ready for school, so they're thinking about making sure they're dressed appropriate. So I like that.
Yes, okay. Well, there is that. I hope that you guys feel good about your responses.
Yes.
Hopefully you can sleep well tonight, knowing that
Yes.
you told me the truth, because I trust you 110%. Okay, awesome. Let me just get rid of that guy so I can see here.
That was perfect. That was a perfect way to lead into the next slide. So that was good.
Awesome.
Break
Thanks
the
for
ice.
participating. We had so many of you all participate. Thanks for doing that. Makes it fun.
Yes, because we have 69 people on here, so that was great.
Yay. All right. Let's see here. Transfer made simple. That is exactly what it means. And I can speak to this from personal experience. As I mentioned in my introduction, I was a student at MCC and then transferred over to UMKC. You can actually see their logo here. And it was a seamless transition. By the time I transferred, I only was there for 1 year before I finished out my bachelor's in psychology. So MCC definitely set me up for my best success. I saved a ton of time and money by going the route that I did. So again, I love speaking from that personal experience. If you guys have questions about that, let me know. Let's see.
In the Core 42, we can talk about the Core 42 and how important that is with the Core 42.
Yes, absolutely. So a slide ago, you guys saw that I talked about the general education courses, right? That is essentially what those Core 42 classes are. So those are those general education courses that everybody has to take, and they transfer to all of the logos that you see here and so many more. We have over 40 transfer programs set up with institutions. And what that means is essentially our academic advisors and faculty have worked with the academic advisors and faculty at these outside institutions to make sure that your classes are not a waste of time or money for you as the student. They have been pre-designed and organized in a way that they will transfer seamlessly over to these schools. So again, when you get there, you haven't wasted time or money on credits or classes that you don't need. The content is relevant and transferable. So very exciting about that. Let me go ahead and launch another poll for you all.
Yes.
Yes, I'm so excited.
Excited.
Let's see here.
The first poll was great. Let's see what the next one's going to say.
Okay, tell us about you. We want to know, which location do you plan to attend here while at MCC? It's exciting for us to kind of see that
who's on the
visually.
line. Yes.
Yeah.
And if it's not a lot of people from Blue River, I'm gonna have to get on the phone and start making some more phone calls. No.
While they're answering, Robin, do you have anything to add about this transfer slide?
No, I'm just excited that we put in the Core 42, just making sure that they understand that they're able to start with us and go anywhere. And so that's what I love to tell my students. You start at Metropolitan Community College, you can go anywhere. And so we want to make sure that you go to, a school in Missouri that will transfer seamlessly with not a problem.
Absolutely. Thank you. Okay, here's the results.
Yay! We look really good. Look at that.
Yeah. Thank you guys for
excited.
participating. It's nice to, again, have a visual of what we're looking at.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Okay, just for the sake of this slide, I'm going to share another poll with you all. I think it's relevant to this. Oh, stop sharing those results. Okay, let's see here. Speaking of transferring, if you plan to transfer, where do you plan to transfer to? Give us an idea of that. It should be on your screen there. I see somebody's already answered. 2 people. 4, 5, 6. Awesome. I love seeing it happen.
Are we bear up? Where are we going? Where are we going, you all?
You're not going to offend me, just a little bit. I won't cry that hard.
I'm from Arkansas, so I can't say, look. But I can't wait to see.
Okay, I'm going to close it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 48 of you have put in answers. Let's see what the results are. Okay, let's see.
Oh, look, we have some that saying they're not planning to transfer. So they're going to come to us and stay with us. So that's exciting. The goal is to get a job. We love that.
Yeah, awesome. A lot of you are undecided. That's totally fine too. That's why we are here, right?
Yes.
Let's see. If you aren't able to see the polls, that's totally okay. Don't feel like you are, I'm gonna try and get it there, but I don't know what's going on with that, but it is okay. If you are able to click, sometimes there's an option that says more. Maybe if you click that, there might be an option for the polls to show up at that point. It might be at the bottom of your screen or the top of your screen. But this isn't a make or break. We just want to be able to participate with you all. Let's see. Sometimes it might not show because you're on your cell phone too, so keep that in mind. Let's see here. So just something to keep in mind as we move forward with this presentation. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing those results. Okay, perfect. Thanks so much for participating. All right. Moving on. So a lot of you said that your goal is to work towards a career, right? So at MCC, we recognize that a lot of students aren't here to transfer, and we want to support you in that route and make sure that we set you up for your best success. So to kind of demonstrate that to you, we do have a number of career and technical education pathways. What this means is essentially it's a really quick turnaround. You come in a lot of times for just a year of classes. You earn a certificate or degree, and you come out making a high salary for what you've put into it. It's a great investment for you all if you're wanting something quick, something to just get you jump started in a career. And you can see here the average salaries over to the right side of the screen. So it's important to continue your education, right? You can see how that number increases the further and further into school that you go. These are just average earnings. We're not saying 100% certainty that you are going to make this number. Every student, it's so specific to each student. So just keeping that in mind as you move forward in your programs. If you do have questions about specific programs, reach out, ask us those questions. We want to be able to answer them and make sure that we are supplying you with the best information possible. But how exciting is this? Those numbers are really good to look at.
It does.
Yeah, and just think, a year out of high school and you could be, I mean, man, that's
making more money than I am right now.
Yeah,
right?
Robin and I are like, maybe we should earn a certificate here.
Exactly.
Our supervisors might be on this.
I think I should do something different. No, this is where I'm supposed to be.
We have a passion for helping you make those decisions, right?
Yes, that's totally correct.
So yeah, again, more than 80 career and technical programs lined up for you all, and those salary numbers are impressive. So if you want to learn more about that, you can kind of see some pictures that give you hints below. We've got all of these fun career choices that you could be a part of. So reach out, ask us those questions.
Keep the questions coming. You all are doing really good in asking questions. So that's my leeway into my next section of the career and technical and certificate program. So Janie, thank you so much for doing such a great job. I'm going to go into some of our programs that we have for career and technical. Just to name a few, our automotive program is at the Longview campus, and they have really good partnerships with Ford and other different people in the community. So that program is where you could possibly get in and get out of that program and have a job. And that's where you want to make sure that you participate in that program if you're interested in automotive. HVAC. HVAC is a sought out program. So say if a student is in a CTE program in high school and he or she would love to do the HVAC program in college, you have that opportunity. So if you're that hands-on student, you really want to pursue that HVAC certificate, you can get in one semester and get out and get a job. That's what keeps our students motivated who are hands-on and love that CTE programs, the CTE programs that we have. And that program, the HVAC program, is located at our business and tech campus. And I'm just naming a few. So if you want to learn more information about it, you can go onto our website, or you can call either the Business and Tech campus, Blue River, Longview, whichever campus has that program, and an admissions coordinator will be able to assist you with giving you more details, calling you, even helping you with campus visits, and express more information about that program that you're interested in. I look over here at the Lyman program. The Lyman program, this program is currently at our BT campus, but it will be relocating to our Blue River campus. And if you ladies and gentlemen really want to do that, let me tell you, you have high school students graduating out of high school, coming to this program as a freshman, completing the program and making at least $50,000, $60,000. But that's if you want it. And that's if you're going to get in early, complete your application and the requirements in a timely manner. This is an amazing program. What about welding? You're interested, ladies, they love welding as well. I'm not going to say it's just for men, it's for ladies as well. They love coming up with different projects in welding. And if you're interested in that, you can get that certificate and get in and out and get a job. And I think that's what's important for students when they think about career and technical degrees and certificates. You can get in and get out. So we're going to go on to our next slide.
Okay. I gave you remote control, Robin. So
Oh,
I will
I'm so
switch it.
sorry.
No,
Oh,
that's
no,
okay.
no, I
There
didn't
you
know.
go.
I'm so sorry.
There you go.
I
You're perfect.
apologize.
You're
Janie,
fine. There you go.
sorry. So JD, I am so sorry about that, but we're going to go into our STEM programs, and I want to highlight our cybersecurity program. That is at our Blue River campus, and you can see a lot of the secure systems administration, engineers, cybersecurity. Brian Hurley is the director over that program, and he's won so many it's a nationally known program. It is an accredited program. And if you are really interested in the cybersecurity sector, secure systems, you really, really want to participate in this program. Let me just tell you, Cerner, they're looking at our students before they even graduate out of the program, and they're making really good money. And so I'm just letting you know, if you're interested in that cybersecurity program, now is the time to start thinking about it. They do have monthly, not campus visit, but Zoom meetings, and you can meet with the director, Brian Hurley, and he will be able to assist you with that information. So would you like for me, Jamie, to take control, or you want to take control of it? I'm so sorry about
You
that.
have it. You should be able to click.
Okay,
I just want
all
you to be
right.
able to have
Let's
the
see.
freedom.
I just totally forgot how to do that. I am so sorry. It is it going? Can you all see the next slide? All right, there it goes. Uh-oh, did it go? Okay, I'm having delayed, so I totally apologize. So with our student support system, we do have free tutoring, peer mentoring. You can read that information. I'm so sorry, I'm not for sure why it's just going on by itself. I'm not even touching anything, so I apologize for that. So sorry. I'm not for sure why my computer screen is just jumping, so I totally apologize. We have free tutoring, peer mentoring, career counseling, disability support services, and student clubs and organization. So free tutoring, let's talk about that. That means that you can receive free tutoring at any one of our campuses. Doesn't matter. You're a Metropolitan Community College student, you will receive free tutoring. So say if you're interested in, you have English Comp 1 and you're like, oh my goodness, this is my first paper. I want to know, how do I get assistance with writing my paper? You have free tutoring, or you can go to the right place. It's called Write, the right place. It helps you write your paper in a timely manner. That means within 2 weeks, how about you make a schedule with a tutor, and then they can help you critique your paper for your English class. And then hopefully you'll make an A on that first paper, the next paper, and the next paper. So we do offer free tutoring. If you have a disability and you advocate for yourself, you will be able to get those services with the disability support services. And then we have amazing club and organizations at all of our campuses. So, because we want to be able to have a little fun while we're on campus. So if you're interested in joining a club or organization, all you need to do is go to Campus Life and Leadership on your campus. Once you become a student at Metropolitan Community College, and they will be able to help you join that club or organization, and you will just pretty much have a lot of fun. And you can see the students' information right here on the screen if you like to read that at your leisure.
And then I'll go ahead and click for you so there's no lag. Are you ready for the next slide?
Yes, I am. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Jamie.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, so you see our wolf there. We are the Wolves, as you know already, but we have over 40 plus clubs and organizations and intramurals. So for me, I don't do well with playing sports, but if there's an intramural sport that I can play, I know I don't have to worry about it. I can just join and have fun. So if you're interested in doing that, please do join those intramural sports or a club or organization. I say for me or for you, if you see a club or organization that may not be on your campus, please feel free. Go to Campus Life and Leadership and they will help you start that organization. And you will just feel proud to be over that program. We have gamers clubs, allied health program clubs and organizations. So you have so many different organizations that you can join. And I say, just go out there, be a leader and be a part of the Wolf Pack. So thank you so much, you all, for just being present. And I think maybe you want to, we have any questions or any questions? Hopefully you're putting those questions in the Q&A. Okay, and Janie, you can go ahead and go to the next slide for me.
Of course, there you go.
So for our individuals that love to play sports, I told you, only thing I did was I ran track. So I'm so excited that I ran track because I probably couldn't run anywhere now. So I would say for women's sports, Blue River, we have soccer. So say if you're a soccer student, talk with your current coach at your high school and see how they can help you be a part of our soccer team, and meet the coach and try to see if you can try out. We have volleyball, and we have men's sports, and you can see the list of those sports as well. But the cool thing about Metropolitan Community College, if you wanted to play soccer at our Blue River campus, but you wanted to take classes at Longview, you can do that. It's one college, we're one college with 5 campuses. So if you want to play soccer at Blue River, but go to Longview, that's totally fine. You don't have to play the sport and attend the school, that campus, if you play soccer at Blue River. So you have options, and that's what I love about our athletic program. So we'll go to the next slide.
And it looks like somebody asked a question, is there baseball? Okay. Yes, as you can see on this slide, there is a baseball team for men. And then somebody else asked, how are free tutoring and club activities happening in this COVID world that we live in? And that's a great question, very relevant to today's times, right?
Yes.
So we do have tutoring offered virtually. That is one of the very first things that was innovated for the COVID-19 world. So we want to be able to support you in those times. There are links for accessing that virtual tutoring center on our website. And then I know for a fact that club activities are still happening virtually, which is really exciting. I don't know, Robin, if you've been able to participate in any of those brought on by Student Life and Leadership.
Yes, I have. They're really exciting, and we're also doing Wellness Wednesdays, just checking in with students, making sure we're providing some really cool events for those students. And we have one on this Wednesday as well. And Mrs. Crystal Waters is leading that one. So yes, we are all about this Zoom world and just making sure we can connect with our students each and every day. And that Campus Life and Leadership teams at all campuses, they're doing an amazing job, you all.
Yes, seriously. So definitely check out our calendar for a list of events that are coming up. It's on their website. It's one of the very top tabs there. So that's a great place to find out that information.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right. So when you look at this slide, this is talking about the average cost. Oh, that's okay. The average cost for completing college. So if you look at that, say if you did the MCC certificate, so that's a welding certificate or HVAC certificate, you're going to pay $3,110. But say if you wanted to receive our 2-year degree at Metropolitan Community College, you're going to pay $6,220. And I will just go to another one. Let's talk about maybe if you wanted to go to a private 4-year get a 4-year private degree with an MCC degree, you're going to pay $51,000 for that degree. But without the MCC degree, you're going to pay $89,000. I'm just saying there is a difference, right? We want to pay ourselves to go to school, and making that choice to get that MCC degree and also using that A+ or your scholarships is a great option for you. And so we just thank you for just wanting to be a part of Metropolitan Community College and learn about A+ and how it will benefit you. As you can see on the screen, it will help you save plenty of money, not including, going to a 2-year school or whatever 4-year school you're interested in transferring to. So like Janie said, she was a student here and she completed her 4-year degree and save plenty of money. So I really, really like the opportunity for students to start at MCC and transfer to a four-year institution.
Awesome.
You have anything else to add to that, Ms. Janie?
I think you really touched on
Okay.
those key parts. Again, it's just free money is good money, right?
Exactly.
So taking
That's what I
advantage
tell
of it.
students. I
Yeah.
talked about that today. So we talked about, let's roll into this money matters. So a lot of students are like, okay, now I need to know how much does it cost, right? We've been talking about money all night, and you're going to hear a lot about money in just a moment. And I just want to tell you, if you're in district, and you can see some in-district schools down at the bottom, Belton, Blue Springs, just to name a few, Lee Summit. But if you do not see that information, you can always go on our website and see if you're in district or out of district. But the tuition for in-district is $107 per credit hour, and that's for the 2020-2021 academic year. But if you're out of district, and you will know, it's $198 per credit hour, okay? So that's our leeway. Hopefully you're asking questions in the Q&A. Do you have anything else to add to that, Ms. Janie, about our money matters?
No,
All right.
I think you've got it.
Okay. Now we're going to turn it over to Jeff for financial aid and A+ scholarship.
While we're turning it over, I'm going to ask a question really quick. Let's
Okay,
see
great.
who, Jeff, I will give you control in one moment. Okay, we want to know, how do you all plan to pay for college? The poll is up on your screen. I want to see some people answering. 3, 6,
Yes.
7, 12,
It's going to be
15
all
people.
A+ scholarships, all A+ scholarships. No, that's okay if it's not. We're going to really know. Oh, yes, this is exciting.
A few more seconds. 3, 2, 1. I'm going to end the polling. Oh man, 50 people answered. Here are the results.
Yay!
Wow! Yay for A+.
Yes. Someone said, I have no idea help. You know what? Whichever representative, if you're a Blue River, wanting to come to Blue River, please reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to help you.
Okay, Jeff, I have given you remote control.
All right.
The floor is yours.
Thanks. Okay. Hi, everybody. Oh, I was very excited about the results of that last poll. A lot of you are using A+, which means you are in the exact right spot right now, because that's what I want to go over with you. So let's try that again. I'm going to have the same problem as Robin here.
I'm happy to switch the slides.
Yeah, did you guys find what's easier? Are you using like your arrow buttons or the mouse, or?
I was clicking.
The mouse worked for me, but it was delaying, so I'm sorry about that.
Okay, well, we'll see how it goes. All right. Well, again, my name's Jeff Vincent, one of the financial aid advisors over at the Maple Woods campus. And when we're talking about financial aid and A+, the very first thing we always have to talk about is a form I hope a lot of you have already heard of called the FAFSA, the Free Application for Federal Student Aid. And the reason that FAFSA is important is it's going to collect information about you and your family to give us an idea of the types of federal aid that you're eligible for. Now, the A+ program, which a lot of you plan to use, is a state program, but the state of Missouri does require that you file the FAFSA first before we can award any A+ to you. And the main reason for that is they want to see if you qualify for any federal aid first, because the federal government, being bigger, has more money than the state of Missouri does. And so they want you to use all those federal dollars first, and then A+ will kick in with whatever the federal government isn't going to cover. So they do require the FAFSA. So this is important information for everybody, regardless of the type of financial aid that you're going to use. So the FAFSA becomes available every year on October 1st. And since it's after October 1st, that means the FAFSA for next year is available. Now, when I say next year, I'm talking about academic years, which just, to make all our lives a little bit more confusing, take place across 2 calendar years. So we are currently in the 2020-2021 academic year. And so that is going to use the 2021 FAFSA, which is going to ask for information from your family's 2018 tax information. 2018 is starting to seem like a very long time ago at this point. The reason they do it from 2 years past is to make sure that everybody can file the FAFSA as early as possible. So then the next FAFSA, the one that just became available this October, is the 2021-2022 FAFSA. And that's going to ask for your information from your 2019 tax information. So we don't need you to get through 2020 and file your 2020 taxes. You actually can go back and look at last year's taxes, the ones that were due back in July, and hopefully you and your family have them filed already, and you can get that FAFSA submitted. Now, on this slide, it's very important that you notice that if you are planning on starting in the spring of 2021, or actually the summer of 2021, those are part of the 2020-2021 FAFSA aid year. So we need that FAFSA to give you any financial aid, including A+ for those semesters. And then those of you who are still going to stay in high school through at least May, graduate, and plan to start the college in August of 2021, then we need the 21-22 FAFSA. You do have to file the FAFSA every year. So those of you starting this spring and doing the 2021 FAFSA are still going to have to do the 21-22 FAFSA. They're both available right now on the website. In theory, you should already have all the information that you need. Go ahead and do them both at the same time. And that's one less thing you have to try to remember to do for next year. So those are the FAFSAs. You can see we have some priority filing dates. Those are our recommended dates for try to get your FAFSA into us by those dates. It gives us the most time to actually get all your paperwork processed and be able to calculate financial aid for you at the start of the semester, because it's nice to have all that stuff squared away before classes start. It's one less thing you have to stress about. So we recommend if you're planning on starting this spring, do try to get that FAFSA done by at least November 30th. Personally, I would love it if you guys would get it done by November 1st, but I know that's getting here faster than you might think. If you're going to start in the summer, try to have it done by May 1st and fall by May 30th, just to give us plenty of time to process any paperwork that needs to get processed. So I'm going to see if I can get the slide, move on to the next one. Yay. So when you're filing the FAFSA, that's going to consider you for federal financial aid first. And there are three main types of federal aid. And the one that the A+ program cares about is called the Pell Grant. That is money from the federal government that you don't have to pay back unless you don't actually finish the classes that the Pell Grant paid for. Then the government may ask for some money back because they gave you that money in order to take classes. They want you to actually finish them. But anyway, so the Pell Grant is based entirely off of your family's income information. So you put that income information on the FAFSA, and then it tells us exactly how much Pell Grant you're eligible for. We apply that to your balance, and if it's not enough to pay your balance, then that's when A+ would kick in. The other types of aid you can get through the FAFSA, one is a student loan. Student loans are money that you're borrowing from the government that you do have to pay back, and you do pay it back with interest. So the state of Missouri does not require you to take out a student loan before you can use your A+. So a student loan is something you could use after A+. So maybe A+ doesn't cover all the expenses that you're going to have coming up in college. You need a little bit more money. A student loan is an option for you since you have filed the FAFSA. There's no credit check on a student loan, so pretty much everybody who does the FAFSA can get one if you need one. So that's keep that option in your back pocket. We encourage you, especially if you're using A+, to try really hard not to use a student loan, but we have that available for you if that's something that you need. And then finally, the other federal aid program is called Federal Work Study, and that is a chance to get a job on campus and work. Now, right now in this current environment, we don't have very many jobs on campus available because our campuses are really limiting the number of people that are on campus. So work study isn't as big of an option as it normally is. But again, we're hoping that changes because we love to see work study students on campus.
Hey, Jeff, if I could pause really quickly, if you could go back to the FAFSA website screen. As participants in this slideshow, you all would be really benefited by taking a picture or a screenshot of this slide, just so you have that information readily available to yourselves after this is over, because if you're anything like me, it'll end and you'll remember about 3 things. This is one of those things you're gonna wanna remember. So if you could go back, and I'm happy to.
I'm certainly trying.
I see you trying. Do you want me to try?
Yeah, give it a shot.
Okay. Thanks for being patient with us. Again, as we said earlier, this is our first webinar. We're really excited to do this process with you, but
I think we're doing a great job, Jamie. I think we're doing a great job.
All right, there it is. Please get out your phones, your cellular devices, take a screenshot, take a picture, do something to get this information down for later. Thanks for letting me take over for a second, Jeff.
No problem.
Okay, hopefully you guys are good. I'll turn it back over to you.
Well, let's see if I can get back. You might have plenty of time to take a picture. Let's see. I can't figure out what works the fastest. Let's try these little buttons at the bottom here. Ooh, there we go. Yay. Okay. So, since most of you are planning on using A+, let's go over the things you need to be thinking about. So number 1 is filing the FAFSA and then complete additional financial aid steps. This is the part most students, if this comes up, they do wrong. And what that is about 1/3 of all FAFSAs get selected by the government for a process called verification, where they require the school to check your FAFSA to see if you filled it out correctly. And to do that, we have to get a little bit more information from you. So there will be a worksheet that we'll need you to fill out. We might have to collect some tax documents from you, depending on what you put on the FAFSA. We match that up to what you put on the FAFSA. If everything matches, we tell the government this one's good. If something is wrong, we help you fix it. A lot of times we fix it for you. So it's not something to get totally stressed about, but it is something that you need to stay on top of and get done, because it does take a little while. And the faster we can get it done, the better. So when you do file a FAFSA, for those of you starting in the spring or summer, if you're doing the 2020-2021 FAFSA, that FAFSA gets here in about 3 days after you fill it out. And then we'll know if you're selected for verification or not, and we can let you know what documents that you need. So you can give MCC a call. We'll take a look at your to-do list. We'll show you how to find that to-do list and let you know if we need anything else or if your FAFSA is good to go. And then for the 2021-2022 FAFSA, we will start loading those into our system usually in early January, and we'll set up to-do lists for you guys too, so that you can start checking with us and see what other documents do I need, so that we can get all that done and in place, and we can start calculating your aid for you as fast as possible. So don't forget that step. Just because you've got your FAFSA filed, you've got the email from the FAFSA saying that your FAFSA has been processed, that does not mean it is done. You do need to check with the school and see if you ended up getting selected for verification. You also need to meet all the high school requirements for A+ eligibility, and then your high school confirms that you have met those requirements. They stamp your official transcript with an A+ seal, letting us know that you met all the A+ requirements, and they send that to us. I saw a lot of questions in the Q&A and the chat about some of those requirements. So things like your attendance rate and the tutoring hours that you, or mentoring hours that you need to complete. And there's a lot of concern about how am I going to do that when my classes are all online. You do want to work with your A+ coordinator at your high school, because they're the ones that are going to make that final determination, and they're the ones that will be getting the alerts from the state if they are changing those requirements. The state is very aware that this is a problem, and it's going to make things a little bit more difficult. However, the A+ program was written many, many years ago. It's a state statute. It's not something that you can just change like that. So they are looking into it, and we're getting updates all the time on what they're going to do about that. So for now, all the requirements are the same, but stay in touch with your A+ coordinator at your high school, because they will let you know if something changes in either of those areas. As far as the college is concerned, then you do need to be a full-time student to receive A+. And full-time is 12 hours in our fall or spring semesters And then we have a summer semester that is half the length of a fall spring semester, so you only have to take half the credits. So 6 credit hours in the summer makes you considered full-time. You don't have to go in the summer, but if you want to get done as quickly as possible, the summer is an option. You can take the 6 credit hours and we can use A+ in the summer as well. So what the A+ will pay for is it covers our tuition. If you are in one of our in-district schools, it pays that entire $107 per credit hour. If you are out of district, the maximum that A+ will pay is $181 per credit hour. So our actual tuition is $198 per credit hour. So you do end up responsible for $17 per credit hour, which is still a pretty significant deal. Still end up getting thousands of dollars from the A+ programs. So it's a great thing that you took part in that, but do plan that you will have some balance that you may have to cover yourself. And then I already talked about this, but the benefits are paid after any other federal program. So if you are receiving a Pell Grant, that's going to pay first, and then A+ will pick up whatever the Pell Grant did not cover. So let me see if I can get that little button to come up again. Yay! Here, see, we're getting good at this. So other expenses you need to plan for. Books supply. A+ does not cover your books. You make sure you have some plan in advance for paying for your books and supplies. If any of your classes have any kind of lab fee or a distance education fee, most of our traditional online classes, meaning classes that meet entirely online, you never have even a video conference lecture with the instructor, those often have a distance education fee added onto them, and then any special program fees. So if there are any fees specific to the classes that you're taking, you are responsible for those. And they vary, they're usually not huge, but between $20 to $50 for a class, you'll see pretty common. Any tuition beyond the $181 per credit hour, we talked about that, $17 per credit. If you are repeating a class, you do need to pay for that class the second time. A+ will pay for it once. If A+ didn't pay for it the first time and you're repeating it, A+ won't pay for it the second time. That happens to some students, like if you take a full credit class in high school and you either don't pass it or you don't get the grade that you wanted and you want to retake it, A+ won't pay for that because you're taking that class the second time. If you drop a class, that affects your A+, and we always say don't drop any class until you have talked to financial aid first, because depending on the number of credits that you're in, it can change your A+ in different ways. Sometimes it changes it right away and you have to pay back some A+ right away before you can go on to the next semester. And other times you actually lose your A+ for the next semester. So then you have to start planning for other ways to pay for those classes. So if you can avoid dropping classes altogether, that's obviously ideal, but stuff happens, things that come up that people do need to drop classes every now and then. So always contact your academic advisor and your financial aid advisor, find out exactly what that's going to do to your A+ and see what your options are. Sometimes we can come up with some ideas for you to help you minimize the expense. If you want to take a class that is not required for your degree at MCC, maybe you already know what you're going to be transferring on to, and there's a class you just really want to take while you're at MCC because you know our tuition is lower, but it's not required for the associate's degree that you're working on, A+ will not pay for that class with one exception, and that is if it is your very last semester at MCC and you're going to graduate. You finished all your requirements for an AA degree that semester, you can add an extra class onto that semester and A+ will pay for it, but only during that semester that you're graduating. And then A+ is not going to pay for any tuition that was already covered by Pell Grant. Okay, so keeping your A+. You do need to finish at least 12 credit hours, 6 in the summer, every semester to go on and get A+ next semester. So that's where dropping a class in, say, the fall semester might cause you not to be eligible for A+ in the spring. Maybe you were in 12 credit hours, you dropped 3, and now you're only going to finish 9. Say, sorry, you didn't meet the 12 credit hour requirement, so you may not use A+ in your next semester. A+ does require a 2.5 cumulative GPA during your very first semester. They do allow you to get just 0.0 if you're starting in the fall. So they'll give you some time to build up to that 2.5. And then just a heads up, other types of aid, like if you're getting a Pell Grant or you're planning on using student loans to help you with other expenses, they also have grade requirements too. They require a 2.0 GPA, and both A+ and the Pell Grant and student loans all require that you have at least 67% completion rate. Completion rate is referring to if you either fail a class or withdraw from a class. That counts as not finishing the class, and so that lowers your completion rate. So they look at the number of classes you started at the beginning of the semester versus the number of classes that you finish and calculate that completion rate. So a lot of people are confused about how long you can use your A+, and there are actually 3 different ways A+ expires. Number 1 is you have 48 months after you graduate from high school. 48 months, if you're doing some quick math, is actually 4 years. So even though A+ is only intended to pay for a 2-year degree, they give you 4 years to use it. So if you do need to take some time off, you need to take a semester off at some point, as long as you're using it up and finishing that 2-year degree within the 4 years after high school graduation, you can continue to use A+. Once you have finished that 2-year associate's degree, then A+ expires whether that 4 years is up or not. And then finally, if you finish 105% of the required credit for your program, then you are no longer eligible for A+. And what that's referring to is sometimes people take classes that they didn't really need to take, and that causes them to have taken a lot of credits but not actually finished the requirements for the degree. And so A+ does cut you off. They say, well, you know, you've taken the number of credits that a normal person would have gotten an associate's degree in that amount of time, so we're cutting you off at that point. So that is, so if you're doing like our Associate of Arts transfer program where you're going to transfer on to another school, that degree plan takes 60 credit hours. 105% of that degree would be 63 credit hours. So once you hit 63 credit hours, you're not eligible to use A+ anymore, whether you finish that associate's degree or not. But one nice exception to that is they don't count any of the dual credit classes that you took while you were in high school towards that limit. So if you took a class or two of college credits in high school, then you actually have a little bit of more wiggle room as far as when you're going to hit that 63 credit hour limit. So you might actually be able to slip in another class that you maybe just want to take in order to transfer during that last semester. So that's one of the nice things about dual credit classes is it gives you a little bit more room to take classes while you're in high school. And let's see, am I getting... Okay, before I let our admissions people talk again, I did want to tell you just a couple things that I know are very common questions. While I've been talking, I haven't been able to look at the Q&A because I'm not that talented yet, but this is a very, very common question, so I just wanted to talk about it. A lot of people wonder what happens if I right now don't think I'm going to use my A+, maybe I'm going to transfer to, or maybe I'm going to just start at another university, and then I realize that was a mistake and I decide to come back and use my A+. You can do that. If your 4 years after high school graduation are not over yet, that is something you can do, and a lot of students do end up doing that. Unfortunately, it is going to cost you a little bit because, well, number one, the other school you went to probably was more expensive, but number two, all the credits that you took at that college are going to count toward that 105% limit, even if you didn't need to take them. So that can get you to the 105% before you actually finish your associate's degree sometimes. That also, the rule applies for you, they won't pay for a repeated class. So if you take a few classes at another university, maybe get D's in them, you're like, D's not going to be good enough, I need to retake it. A+ is not going to pay for that retake, even though they didn't pay for it the first time either. So you save yourself and your family a ton of money if you just start out with A+ from the very beginning, but I know not everybody is quite ready to do that, and so if you do go to another school and then change your mind, it's not the end, you still potentially can come back and use some A+. So I'll be happy to take a lot of other A+ questions when we get to our Q&A section. I'm not going anywhere, but I'm going to let admissions finish up, and then we will talk about all your questions.
All right, thank you so much, Jeff. We know that time is precious and it's almost 7 o'clock and we want you to stay on just for a few more minutes, we want to let you know that you can apply now. Applications are available. They are free for you to apply. If you have questions, you will receive emails from the representatives or through the system with our contact information. You can contact us. Just something really quick, please make sure you apply. And then say if you really want to take our AccuPlacer test, once you apply, you'll get a student ID number within 24 hours, and that will give you an opportunity to take the free AccuPlacer. So if you make a low score on your ACT, you're like, I don't know if I want to have them look at my ACT scores. You can take our free AccuPlacer, which is untimed and is free for you to do. So just keep that in mind. But if you need more information about our steps for enrollment, we will be more than happy as admissions coordinators to help you with that. Just a quick information about spring enrollment will begin November the 2nd. And then for summer and fall of 2021, the open enrollment, I think enrollment will begin April 12th. So just some information for you to know. Janie, do you have anything else to add to that?
I think you hit all of those important notes, Robin. Again, we do value your time. So it is 7 o'clock officially, my microwave says so. So if you guys want to stay on, we are going to continue with the questions and answers. We are happy to answer those questions that have come on. But at the same time, we value you and understand if you need to hop off. But thank you so much for coming if you are going to head out.
And I will ask the panel some of the questions that have came in if you want to stay on and answer the questions. Jeff Vincent, a question just came in that I think you said that you would answer live.
Yeah, I clicked on the wrong button. I was going to type my answer, but now I can just say the answer.
Go ahead and ask the question.
They were wondering if you can take more than 12 credit hours, if A+ will pay for that. And yes, absolutely. And in fact, we encourage you to do that. It's great if you take like 15 credit hours. A+ will pay for those 15 credit hours. And then if you do decide you need to drop one of the classes, you're still in 12 credits. So you're still going to finish the requirements. So yes, please try to take more than 12 credits a semester if you can.
What is there a max number of credit hours that A+ will pay for?
No, there is not. And I know this for a fact because I have seen students that are doing things like our HVAC program is eligible for A+. And in that program, because of the way that they stagger the classes out into one semester, you actually take 24 credits in a semester and A+ will pay for all of them. So no, there is not a max.
No pressure,
will
you guys.
the PowerPoint be available?
Yes, the answer is yes. We will have this PowerPoint available to you all. Again, you will get an automated email just saying thanks for attending. And then of course you can ask questions back to that email, but we can share this with you. And we did record this whole event as well, so it will be available.
Connor's asking, who do I contact about engineering? Wanting to go into aerospace engineering, that's so exciting for you. Connor, go ahead and chat us what campus you are thinking about attending, and we can tell you your contact information. Janie, you can go ahead and go to the next slide too, and it has the next contact information. For anybody, Blue River, you are going to email br.admissions@mcckc.edu. And Robin, you can give them that phone number.
Yes, the phone number is 816-604-6587.
Another question, so the things I can do now for fall 21 is I can do the FAFSA form, I can complete the application for MCC. Is that all I should be doing right now? What else can I do?
Now's a great time for us to make sure that testing is completed as well. So we do have time to work through that before enrollment starts for the semester of your choice. So send us your ACT scores if you have them, and then we can go from there if you might need additional testing. So we can work all that out. And you can just email those to us at the email addresses you see here, depending on the campus of your choice.
Good deal. A lot of questions have been coming in about the high school requirements for A+. And I want you guys to know we don't certify A+, your high school does, but we can answer some general questions about that. And I'll have Jeff help me out some of this. I know that I need 95% attendance to qualify. I'm not sure if that will go up as I'm learning from home. High schools have a lot of different requirements for online attendance, correct, Jeff? Do you know much about that?
Yes, that one is, I have actually heard some of the high school A+ coordinators, I've been in meetings with them, ask that same question of exactly how that's going to work because of the way, because like you said, it's hard to make up the attendance at this point because the way they count your attendance as an online student is different than an in-person student. And unfortunately, you really do need to contact your high school person and see what they have found out, because I know that that is a question that has been brought up to the state, and they are working on some ideas of how we're going to do that. So I'm hoping they're going to be flexible for you guys, because obviously when they wrote this statute, no one thought this was going to happen. So they did not plan ahead for this. So they're kind of having to figure out what rules do we need to change, what rules can we make exceptions for. So stay tuned, but stay in touch with your high school A+ coordinator.
And same tutoring hours, Chris.
I'm sorry,
Same thing with tutoring hours, correct?
Right. I know last year they did make some exceptions for those graduates because it hit them in the middle of the semester without any warning. But I have not heard if they have made any exceptions for the class of 2021 yet. But it's definitely has been requested of what are our options.
Anna's asking, can you take the placement test even though you took the ACT? And maybe talk a little bit about why you would take the placement test if you've already taken the ACT.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'll go ahead and answer, Janie. Is it okay? Okay, yeah. Great question. So what you want to do is you can take the AccuPlacer for free, but you need to make sure that you apply first, okay? And the AccuPlacer will be free for you to take. Now, in regards to the AccuPlacer, it does take a few hours to take it, so give yourself some time. You can still take the ACT, but say if your scores are low, you want to send us that information and we will tell you, okay, maybe you need to take the English part of the AccuPlacer, and we'll look at your 7-semester transcript, you know, and your final GPA to make sure that we can see what tests you need to take as a to complete the AccuPlacer. So yes, the AccuPlacer is free. You can take it. We take ACT, but you can also just turn in your ACT scores and they may be great and you don't have to take the AccuPlacer. So we take both.
We are also currently offering the AccuPlacer remotely as well as in person. And so that might be an option for some of you guys to be able to take it at home. It's not timed, it's free. It can take some of that stress off of you than the ACT where you're sitting in a 4-hour exam being timed. So just keep that in mind as well.
And then also make sure if you're going to do it remotely, make sure you have your computer, but also make sure you have a web camera as well in a current photo ID.
All right. I think that's all the questions that have came in now. Krista, did I get Charlotte's question? I think I did. Just trying to double check all the questions that we have. Does anybody else? Oh, we have another one coming in. Oh, you're just saying thank you. You're welcome so much. We're so glad you guys joined us. I'm just trying to make sure that I didn't miss anything. Again, you guys can apply now. You can do the FAFSA now, and then you can contact your admissions representative. We'll be sending out more information to you, to whatever account that you logged in with. And we are happy to work with you one-on-one in a more intimate setting than this one was, where you can talk to your admissions rep. You see all of their smiling faces right now. So thank you again for coming on, and we are so, so happy you joined us tonight. Feel free to continue asking questions if you have any. We'll stay on for a couple more minutes if you do have questions, but otherwise, thank you again, and I hope you guys all have a great Monday night. I'm glad the Chiefs game didn't get pushed to this Monday night so you guys could join us.
That's a good point. I haven't considered that. That probably helped with our attendance, didn't it, you guys?
It did. Yes.
I was sweating it for a minute. I was like, oh no. We're still here, guys, if you want to ask questions.
Janie, I would like to say we did an amazing job, team. I just really appreciate everyone for being here. I just really had a good time, so I hope everybody else had a good time tonight as well.
If you are still on as an attendee, give a I know we can't see you, but give a thank you to our presenters. They did such a great job in this new format.